In this video, I will try to provide you with some reasons why or why not you might not be able to build a deck over a concrete patio slab. And of course, the biggest problem here would be the concrete footings needed for the posts that are going to be holding up the wood deck. So let's go ahead and get rid of the stairs and build our deck anyway, and take a look at how I would do it if I was going to do something like this. And that would be to provide some type of raised concrete footings. And of course, that can be done a few ways, and I will provide you with that here in a little bit. And there's no reason why you need to remove the concrete patio slab. And I've even built brand new decks with concrete patio slabs under them so that people could clean them a little easier. So let's just say you had a 12-foot deck and a garden hose or a blower, and you wanted to clean the deck. You could just simply blow all of the stuff from one side to the other side. So keep that in mind, and of course that will depend upon the design of the deck. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the building department is going to require, and that will be a concrete footing. However, I won't be able to provide you with the exact dimensions because that might require a structural engineer, but I can tell you that I built plenty of these with 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot footings. So that would be a 1 foot square by 1 foot this way, except the 1 foot is going to need to go below the top of the soil, or in areas with frost lines you're going to need to go 12 inches below the frost line. And again, you might need to check with your local building department for more information about that. So not too difficult. You're simply going to create a hole that you're going to be able to fill with concrete for your concrete footings. Now here's the reason why most of you are probably watching this video, and that's to find out if you can just simply attach some type of a post base bracket to the top of the concrete patio slab, and then simply drill a hole into it and use some type of a anchor fastener. And the answer to that question is probably not. Even though I've seen this done before, and I've been to houses where it has been done, and I didn't see any problems with it. So I will leave it at that. If you are going to do something like this to support your deck, then you might not ever have any problem structurally with it. And if you were paying attention, I use the word might, maybe not, but you could also have problems with this, especially when you go to sell your house and there are no building permits to be found for your deck. And that's probably going to lead the building inspector to wonder if there are any concrete footings to support your deck. Next up, let's take a look at a few more options for the concrete footings. And one of those would be to leave the concrete slab as it is, but dig underneath the existing concrete slab so that you have enough room for your new footings. Another option would be to saw cut the concrete slab so that you can dig your holes for the concrete footings. And the last option would be to get a sledgehammer or a jackhammer and simply just break a section of the corner off so that you can pour your concrete footings. And this option might be eliminated depending upon how difficult it is to dig around your soil or underneath the concrete slab. And of course, whether you're going to be able to get to it from two sides or from one side like this over here. And you could always dig this out a little further so that you have access to get the dirt out from underneath here, and then use some type of a form board to prevent the concrete from spilling over into the hole or into an area where you're really not going to need any concrete. Now this idea might not work for everyone because you could break a big section of the slab off, and that might require you to pour additional concrete. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just kind of throwing this out there as another alternative. And of course, the square hole here, depending upon the location of where the footing is going to be located. For example, in this situation here, it's not located near the edge. Therefore, you wouldn't want to just take a sledgehammer and just beat a big section of the patio slab out. However, I will leave that up to you because it's going to provide you with another option, whether you rent or use a concrete saw or a sledgehammer. And of course, by doing this, you're going to be able to use the hardware that sets in the concrete. And this is going to provide you with a better structural connection. And it's always going to be good to make sure that the hardware is up at least 1/4 of an inch above the concrete slab. And in a situation like this, we removed enough of the concrete so it would be easier to dig. However, on the other side, we didn't. We just removed enough so that we could pour our footing to support the post. And the last suggestion I would like to make is one that I have already made, and that would be to create some type of a raised footing. And some building codes are going to require you to have at least 6 inches here. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you found this information helpful, make sure you let us know by hitting the thumbs up button. And don't forget to check with your local building department to get permits for any modifications to your home, especially if you're planning on selling it in the future, because otherwise you're going to have to get the permits then anyway.